This summer, we're going out and starting that tour business, and I have several miles of road and a very, very large truck. And unlike the mining or logging trucks who can just break the branches as they go through, I got a custom vinyl topper. That's not going to happen. I looked around at some mechanical or hand saws, extendable saws, but there could be so much work to do. I ended up gravitating towards an electric. Now this is a Chicago Electric Harbor Freight Special extendable mast pole saw that allow me to reach up to about 8 feet. So standing in the back of a pickup truck, I should easily be able to get the 12 that I need. At first glance, it's reasonably stout and robust. There are some issues that we'll examine, and then we're going to put it to use trimming up a very old and gnarly Japanese ornamental thorn tree. So stick around. It's worth noting that while I don't consider myself stupid or incompetent, I was pretty sure when I was buying this thing that it was battery powered. So now I'm going to have to throw the generator in the back of the truck. But it might see a lot of work, so maybe in the end that's a good thing. So let's walk through the beastie. It has an oil port with an O-ring. Not a fan. That looks like that might pop off to me. But it does mean that the Oregon blade, which I've always considered to be kind of quality, should in theory have a good supply of oil. And the double holes mean you can reverse the blade, which is something most people don't do, but it's really quite important. I did notice that on the fan inside the motor, there is a horrible side-to-side wobble. While unlikely to affect operation, sure isn't a gold star in the favor of this machine. I very rarely get the chance to put together a new chainsaw, but if you do want to pre-lube the bar. You know, the oilers, they don't always work right off the bat, and there's no point in making her run dry right out of the gate. Other than that, it's a fairly simple process, even with a 4-year-old's head in the way. You just sort of pre-insert the chain, make sure you're going the right way around. You drop it over the adjustment tool and over the rear sprocket. There's it. That's the deal. You put the cover on, kind of support the blade there. I felt that bolt was unnecessarily tight. It's like, I didn't actually check, but it's like it's going into a plastic socket instead of an aluminum one. Don't pull it down too tight. You want to just get it on there snug, and then this is your chain tensioning tool. You know, I'm used to setting a little bigger saws, so it's all new. I probably set it just a whisper tight. I figure it'll wear in. It's a pretty simple machine to readjust, and then because that slot made me nervous, it wasn't too hard when it came down to tightening her up. Comes with a plastic cover, and it helps if you have a jacket to wipe your stuff up on. That is the oil, and you just fill it in there. It says it needs 30 weight or saw oil. This is saw oil. It's stringier. Keeps your blades better. Now we're going to take it out and have at some old, dried, nasty, dead branches on my Japanese thorn tree. Now, in your hands, it feels actually quite sturdy, and the fiberglass extending handle seems fairly robust. I do have an issue with my lock. You can tighten it to the lock side, and it'll just go forever if you're not careful. But yeah, it works okay. Better than I thought. Started off with a little lightweight and a safety pep talk to my helper man there. And we're going to nip off that branch you can see to the left. This should not be a big deal for this saw. And there wasn't. Nor were a few other small dead ones that I nipped off after that point. It did power through it just fine. So yeah, doing without eyeglasses, that's dumb. Here I went for the artistic shot on a nice bone brittle dry, I don't know, about 2.5 inch branch, and I immediately regretted it.
Away! I'm picking up eucalyptus.
After the branch fiasco, I decided enough pussyfooting around. Let's just power through a full depth cut. So I went for this dead stalk here, and at its thickest, it was a good 8 inches. Hardwood, dry. And it powered through. I mean, it's no gasoline-powered chainsaw. It's an electric, but it did it, and it did it fairly quickly, and it left a reasonably nice cut. With a little Oregon bar that it has, and, good rate chain, it does just fine. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a $79 extendable electric pole saw. Cuts pretty nice. It has its drawbacks. I have my floppy handle lock thing, though the handle does seem to lock. I just can't get too carried away, and it's got that wobbly fan. Overall, it's worth the money.